Hakuna Matata, friends, and welcome to a very special episode of the InnerMedia podcast. I'm Josh Karam, and with me, as always, is Ted Karam.
Hey, guys.
Now, usually we've been doing singular things, right? We do an episode or a movie. Mm-hmm. But a little while ago, we did a Christmas thing where we did multiple things, and we said, well, there's a lot of things we want to talk about, so... Hakuna Matata, you might have guessed. We're going to do a little bit of a Disney grab bag. So we're going to do a couple Disney films because the older you get and the more you watch it, the more you realize, right?
We're big Disney fans.
I think we were talking about this with Pocahontas earlier. For me, personally, I never heard, like, you could own the earth, but still all you own is earth until I was, like, when I was in college watching it. I was like, oh, wow.
We're seeing it again.
I didn't hear that line before.
We hear it. We hear where we're at the time.
Yeah.
So when we change in consciousness, we hear different truths and then are able to apply them in our lives to be happier in life.
Totally. So let's start with the 1995 Pocahontas then. Right here. Yeah. Now, the song that we're clearly teasing at this moment is Colors of the Wind.
Oh, it's great.
And I think that there's a lot of, not only, I mean, you feel a good energy about it. You feel like you're learning something with it. But sometimes you might be like, well, what does that exactly mean? Like, what is painting with the colors of the wind, of course, right? So it starts with, you think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. There's our first part. I forgot to mention this earlier, by the way. In case you haven't seen these Disney movies, watch them. I don't think we're really going to be talking much about, like, plot-wise, but these are things that happen within the story. Yeah. So, yeah, there we go. But, yes, first part of the song right there.
Yeah. Oh, and this is great, Josh, isn't it? I mean, there's so much wisdom in every piece of this song, really.
Yeah.
And in all the Disney films. I mean, they're just magical. There's just and some of it's obvious sometimes, and we'll see that it is, and some of it's not so obvious sometimes. But it's just great that we have a chance to look at this finally. Practical wisdom in these magical Disney films that we can apply in our lives.
In song.
Yeah. And the music is amazing, right? So what you think you own, whatever land you land on, the earth is just a dead thing you can claim.
Yeah.
Really, everything is alive. Everything. We talk about this all the time, don't we? In the analogy of the waves upon the surface of the ocean. Everything is a wave. You're a wave, I'm a wave, the plant, the rock, the tree, the forest, every creature is alive. Even the things that, animals, of course, but even the things we think of as inanimate objects, rocks, mountains, dirt, water, all vibrating with that same life force, all filled with the same energy. So, and, we think we can own it. We think we can gather this up. Well, I have this, I have that, I possess this and that. But think about it in terms of waves upon the ocean. Yeah. How can one wave possess another wave? How can one apparent form actually own or possess other forms? It's all what? It's all one thing. And it's all alive. It's all the ocean. So there's only one life. There's only one love. There's only one truth. There's only one energy. And we all share in it. We think that I'm me and I'm my body and you're your body and I can own this and you can own that and we can possess everything. It's just a dream. It's an illusion of perception. There's no owning anything here. It's all a gift. And it's a gift for us to enjoy while we're here.
Yeah, so going into that, you think the only people who are people who look and think like you. But if you walk in the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew. You never knew. I mean, I believe it's Stephen Schwartz did the lyrics. Check me if I'm wrong on that. But, like, just so great repetition to really drive a point home with that. But I think that's important. Of course, there's, like, various different ways you could just look at it from the perspective of John Smith. And, seeing people who are different than him and not understanding. But also, there's more to that. It's more than just the people, because you're talking about, it's not just people, it's the earth.
Right. Remember he had his rifle out, he was going to shoot the bear. Until he followed the bear back to the den and realized there's all these bear cubs. We're all the same. We're all, the people, but it is so important today in our life, in our world, to realize we think that we're different. I think differently than you. So, I'm right, you're wrong. We miss that, we're all one, really. When we no longer cling and hold so desperately to our limited perceptions and ideas about reality, our perspectives, we begin to open our hearts, we begin to open our minds, and we realize how much we truly are all one. That's what John Smith realizes, right, when he sees all the bear cubs, and it's love, it's a family, and that we're all the same. All of humanity is the same in that, and so, we begin to soften our judgments. We begin to expand our acceptance of things that appear different on the surface, but are really what? All one water, all one energy, all one life, disguised in the different forms that express. And what happens as we soften our judgments? What happens as we open our hearts and we open our minds? We open our acceptance of others and life itself, the totality of being. Resistance falls away. What happens now? The good flows. We open ourselves to the increased flow of good in our lives. What is that? That is the natural abundance. That is the natural joy. That is the natural love that is always there. That is health and vitality and strength and well-being. Coming back, flowing to us, filling us all on its own.
Yeah. And it's funny that Stephen Schwartz and Alan Menken, so Stephen Schwartz did write the lyrics. I checked that out.
Did he? Okay.
Their combination has also given us Hunchback, which also begs the question of what makes the monster and what makes the man.
Right.
So I think their combination of not only having the music to really give you the emotional feeling that you want when you're reading these lyrics, but also just their combination of work has created these just thoughts that pop in your head. And the big thought that I got right now is, you need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. There we go. Need to paint with all the colors of the wind. Now, I think I can understand that, and people can understand that from a certain level, right? It's like tuning into nature and everything like that. But what are the colors of the wind? What are the voices of the mountain?
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
I don't want it to just be like, I picked
poetic,
two
it's
things
beautiful.
in nature,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, something more than that.
Right. It's so, and you know what, Josh? Remember that, those scenes in Disney, the creators depict this perfectly, where Pocahontas and John Smith too, that the leaves are blowing and the energy is, that wind is blowing. But you see, Pocahontas, she embodies a dynamic stillness. She embodies, ultimately she chooses love over fear, the greatest choice in life. She chooses truth over illusion. She chooses light over dark. She chooses to stand in that powerful presence of herself. She embodies this calm, strong, poised, serene, powerful presence. She really does, and she does it when. So it's this energy, this powerful energy, right? But it's balanced with this serenity, with this peace, with this presence, and she is being able to harness the forces of the energy within herself. So she becomes a vessel, a vehicle through which this higher power, this wisdom of the whole, the mountain, the wind, the one, the ocean of one, can actually flow through her. So singing with all the voices of the mountain, what does that mean? It means to be able to tap into and tune into that larger whole, that energetic nature of yourself, and bring forth that energetic vibration of wholeness, of harmony, of well-being, of love. And painting with all the colors of the wind. We talked about this not that long ago.
Yeah.
Painting your reality. Vincent van Gogh said, I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream. Right? So it's basically being able to paint with all the colors. What are all the colors? The complete diversity of vibrational reality. So bringing not being limited to anything, but being able to paint with colors, bringing forth energetic resonance and vibration from within you that may never have even been here before, unprecedented. So painting with the full freedom, painting your own reality, shaping your own reality, offering vibration that then goes out and it comes back to us in the mirror of life, so that we are able to be truly free and truly creative and truly ingenious, in the sense of offering something to the world that's never been here before.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So to wrap up this song, right, you can own the earth, and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Right.
The most impactful part of the song, and it's been a while since we've looked over a song, I just wanted to bring that up, since the Christmas episode. funny enough. And the power of what that is, like, I mean, everything that we think, right?
Yeah.
It's all material.
It's all material. You can possess it all. You can have what? The whole world. You can have infinite resources. You can have everything, but will it ever fulfill you? No, it won't. Not unless you're connected with Source. Not unless you're lit up from within. Pocahontas embodies that state of samadhi, that state of Kundalini awakening. We talked about it with the Guru, right? The episodes with Avatar: The Last Airbender, where you're in touch with what you truly are. You're connected with the wholeness of life. You're connected with the divine, with God, with good. You're lit up from within. And until that happens, all the things, you could get them, yeah, and I hope you all do. We can obtain them, we can have them, like getting the new car, or getting the new relationship. It looks great. It fills us at first, the things, but then soon they no longer fill us. They no longer fulfill us. They no longer give us what we thought they were going to give us. And we're missing the one thing, which is ourself, the real you. The one true being that you are. That's what it means. You can own the earth, and all it is dirt. All it is stuff. It's just stuff until you know thyself, until you are connected with the whole of life. And then you could own nothing and be in absolute bliss. Then you realize there's nothing to own because everything is one thing. And you are in absolute joy of just being what you are.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that we bring that up because Pocahontas is a quote in Pocahontas, which is what I love most about rivers is that you cannot step into the same river twice. The water's always changing, always flowing. And I think that's really important, that everything has this surface level that we're looking at, but you're not really painting with all the colors of the wind if you just see the same river.
Right. And it's beautiful. Everything is dynamic energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. That's the quantum nature of reality. And it's always flowing. The waves aren't static, right? They're always changing, always moving. They're always being refilled, replenished with the life-giving energy of Source every moment of every day. And, our bodies are the same way. Our bodies they're not static. They're dynamic. It's energy flowing. So then why, if I have an ailment, do I have it again tomorrow and I have it again next week and I have it next year and I'm just kind of stuck with it? A broken leg, a dysfunctional heart, something wrong with me physically. Well, if it's really energy, we end up, without realizing it, we end up recreating the same vibration over and over and again as we think the same thoughts, as we offer the same, feel the same feelings, we offer the same vibration. But we can never step in the same river twice. Think of our body as a river. And you can never, that's what she says here, you can never step into the same one twice. It's the energy. Think of the wave moving on the surface of the ocean. It's never the same. It's actually being replenished by new water all the time. But unless we change our tune, unless we change our vibration, we color that water. We paint the water the same way over and over again. So what we want to do is literally die into the past, let go of who we think we are, so that we can be born again, be into the newness, the freshness of life. And then we can be recreated, renewed in the truth of wholeness, in the truth of spirit, the divine, in this truth of divine energy, which is ever whole, ever perfect, ever abundant, ever loving and joyful, ever at peace.
Now, I wanted to pick that quote in particular because water and looking deeper within oneself ties into the scene from The Lion King.
Lion King. Oh my God!
That you brought to my attention again. Yeah. So this is quite.
This scene that we're going to talk about is one of the most profound ones, I think, in any movie, period.
Yeah.
But in all Disney films.
It's very good. It's a really good scene. So we're going to break this down into small chunks just to hit everything important. Yeah. So this is the scene between Rafiki and Simba, right before Simba's father comes to see him again, Mufasa, with some of the biggest lines from Lion King, I think, that still resonate to this day. So 1994 Lion King, here we go. Okay. Rafiki says, "Correction, I know your father. He's alive, and I'll show him to you." You follow old Rafiki. He knows the way. Come on, look down here. And Simba looks into the water below him and says, that's not my father. That's just my reflection. And then Rafiki says, no, look harder. You see? He lives in you. And then Simba looks up and he sees the sky, and Mufasa materializes out of the clouds.
Right. Oh my God. I mean, this symbolism is so profound, and it's obvious too. It's not trying to be encapsulated, and that's what's so beautiful about it. I get chills when we see.
Oh,
this,
it's so
right?
good.
I mean,
yeah.
and I think so many people do. Correction, I know your father, right? Basically saying all life is here and now. There's no end to life. Birth and death happen in life, not to life, and that wisdom is there. And so when he leads Simba's his curiosity's peaked now. Really, you do? And he looks into his reflection in the still pool of water. He says, oh, it's only myself. I only see myself. And that's what we're doing in life. Okay, we need to understand this. We're looking out there. You're looking out there in life, and you're just seeing a reflection of your own beliefs about life. You're not seeing the truth. You're not seeing reality. We're seeing just our concepts and ideas about reality. Our concepts and ideas about reality, that's how powerful you truly are. You'll never really understand your true power. None of us will. We're infinite beings. And so what Rafiki's, what showing him is, look at yourself, and he's saying, oh, it's just me, it's just myself, it's not me. But then he says, look harder, look deeper, look, and as Simba gets quiet, he and still in the present moment, right? Be still and know thyself. Be still and know the I am that is within you. Be still and know, and he sees his father's image reflected in his own. And Rafiki says, you see, he lives within you. Oh my God. So powerful. You see, and this is what we all want to know. This is what we're all looking to remember here in life. That the one source of all life, the one divine power, the one divine principle that creates and orchestrates universes lives in you. Thy true self. Know thyself. Neo's dictum. Know thyself. Right? And that's the real you.
Which is important to remember that Mufasa then responds with, you have forgotten me, you have forgotten who you are, and so you have forgotten me.
That's the key. Mufasa comes to him, his father comes to him in the sky, in the clouds, and Simba, you have forgotten me. And no, how could I have forgotten you, Father? You have forgotten who you truly are, and thus you have forgotten me. I mean, that resonates. That's when the chills come in all of us, because we know that. It sympathetically strikes a chord of resonance in all of us. We have forgotten who we truly are. We would say you've forgotten what you truly are beyond who you've known yourself to be. And thus you've forgotten your connection with the whole of life. You've forgotten your unity with the whole of life. You've forgotten your oneness with the divine.
Yeah. I'm laughing because it is all the one, right?
It's all the one, right?
Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life. Remember who you are. You are my son. You are the one true king. Remember who you are.
Remember who you are. So, I mean, think about that. Look inside yourself. So the calling here, what's the call to action here? Look inside yourself. Turn within. We're constantly looking out there. What's out there? A reflection in a mirror of what? Our own confusion about who and what we truly are.
Yeah.
Our own. So look, turn again. This comes back to the wisdom. Be still and know. Be still. Come home to this moment. Look within yourself, Simba. Turn within. Look inside yourself and remember who you truly are. You are my son. You are my son. You are an embodiment of divine energy. You are the sunbeam shot forth from the sun. You are just like the sun. You carry the luminescence. You carry the light, the truth, the love. And that's what we need to remember. That's what we're longing to remember in life. But in order to do that, we need to turn inside ourselves. We need to look within and remember that you are my son, you are my daughter, you are my child, you are a child of the divine light. And the one true king. What does that mean? The one. You are the one, Neo. We're all the one. We're all looking to wake up to realize that we are the one. How? By remembering, rejoining with, recommuning with, reuniting with the whole of life. How? Be present here now. Be still. And remember the truth.
Yeah.
Remember, we go from that little, I do this all the time. We go from the little individual identity, you, me, right? We think we're just this body with a name, the little wave on the ocean. Sink down into the depths of your being and know thyself. Know your union with the whole of life. Expand, allow your consciousness, your awareness to expand into the totality of being. And then you come alive, and then you awaken, and then you're free.
I think the emphasis on the power that Simba has is very important when Rafiki says, what was that? The weather, very peculiar, don't you think? Because it's a comedy line, of course, but like, it's within him the entire time. You know what I mean? It's not some great power from beyond. I mean, he does it himself.
It's within us.
I think that's important.
The kingdom is within. Yes, it's very important. And you're so right, Josh, because we're always looking out there. God save me, divine save me, life, universe, save me. Yes, we want to know that we're already saved. What does that mean? We're already whole. We're already healed. We're already complete. We're already in love. We're already abundant. It's us that need to connect with it where it is, here and now. We miss this. We miss this. Every day, I'm raising my hand because I'm guilty of it. Every day we forget. We fall asleep into the illusion of separation, lack of limitation. Yeah. When this is a calling back to look inside yourself and remember who you truly are, what you truly are, the real you, which is beyond form, which is this energetic life that is eternal, that lives forever. And to imagine not just hoping that, but knowing that. Imagine having a direct experience of that. Having an experience of yourself beyond your form as you sink down into the depths of your being, knowing yourself beyond just as the little wave being banged and tossed around.
Yeah.
And, bumping up against all kinds of conflict and problems in reality, sinking down into the depths of your being and knowing thyself, the peace that comes, the serenity that comes. Pocahontas, in the movie we were just talking about, embodied that when she was present in the moment.
Definitely. And I think just to wrap that up about presence, right? After that, Simba's been running from his past. That's everything. Like, he believes he killed his father, shame to his family, shame to your cow, if we want to go into Mulan.
Shame on your heifer,
Yeah, exactly. Mulan territory there. But, so Rafiki then, the idea's change is good, right? So Rafiki hits Simba on the head with his staff.
Whacks him on the
head. Simba says, ouch, what was that for? And, Rafiki says, it doesn't matter, it's in the past. And Simba says, yeah, but it still hurts. And Rafiki's like, oh, yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or you can learn from it. So when the Rafiki swings it at Simba again, Simba ducks. And I think it's just important to remember that, right? And I think we talked about it in like so many podcasts, right? Like, the past is there. Don't let it consume you.
Right.
But in Kung Fu, as we talk about, you know what I mean? Caine learns that your past is your roots. They're there.
Yep.
You don't have to constantly dwell on them, but they just help build you into a stronger tree.
Right. Absolutely. And so this is great symbology, right? When Rafiki whacks him on the head with his staff and he goes, oh, that hurts. And he goes, yeah, the past can hurt. And but we have two choices. We can either run from it, hide from it, or learn from it, transcend as a result of it. Remember, and what does learning from it mean? Well, Simba learns. Next time he acts, he ducks and he behaves differently. What we want to do is finally learn from the pain of our past. Right?
Yeah.
We constantly are thinking we're trapped by it, but we're not. We want to remember that as long as we bring presence to this moment, so what happens in life? Triggers come up, subconscious programs kick up and start running. Oh, and now I'm reliving my past in my mind. I'm in fear again. I'm in frustration again. I'm in anger again. I'm feeling that disappointment or that hurt or that loss, whatever it is that you're feeling. What you want to do is bring presence to it. You want to come back home here and now, right? Because as you stay present, the past has no power over us. those programs that kick up and normally run, and then we're gone, nobody's home, and the program's running. It only has power when we check out, when we're no longer here. But if we stay here, if we maintain presence, it can't take root. It can't run. It doesn't. And what happens is the light of our presence shines through and dispels the darkness of these past shadows. And remember, Josh, we've always said that as we change our vibration here and now, the water drops were dripping here and drop into the still. We're dropping into the still pond. It's creating new ripples. The vibration we're offering here and now, it changes not only the waves, the ripples that proceed out before us, we call our future, but it changes the waves that preceded, that we've already come through, which is our past. So we look back upon our past and we see it completely different, just like in Inception. Right?
Yeah. Definitely.
All of a sudden, it's never too late to have a happy childhood. Why? Because as we change our vibration here and now, we change what we project, the energy and all the meaning that symbolism has for us, which we call our past. So we recreate our past in our present, and we create our future in our present.
Definitely. And I think just the most important thing that we can end with here, because this is a Disney grab bag podcast, is the Pocahontas quote from Grandmother Willow: "Listen with your heart, you will understand." And I think the most important thing with all of this is that it's always like, let your conscience be your guide. In Disney, it's like, it's all love, right? Heart is what matters in the end. But really, I mean, like, we learned from Simba, Pocahontas, you're it in the end, right? You're everything. You're the connection with it all. So listen to your heart.
Listen to your heart. Well, Grandmother Willow's wisdom is so profound, so simple. Listen. How much do we really listen? Just talking, really, brain to mouth, just sharing our thoughts and perspectives and ideas, and half of what we're thinking, most of what we're thinking isn't even true. It's just concepts and ideas about reality, not reality itself. So when we take the time to be still, when we take the time to be present in our relationships with one another, with everyone we love and know, with people we don't even, with strangers we're meeting, we allow the truth to emerge. Listen with your heart, and you will understand. So it's all about, what does that mean? Being still so that you can know thyself. Being still, being present, turning within, turn within yourself, Simba. Listen, be still, Pocahontas. And in that, you return back to the one. And remember the truth. You go from an individual, and your awareness expands, and your vibration is elevated. And as you vibrate, so shall that reflection come back to you in the mirror of life. So this is all, again, about being the change, as Mahatma Gandhi would tell us. Become the vibration which we wish to see reflected back to us in the mirror of life. Such profound wisdom in these Disney films, and all Disney. Yeah. Mostly every Disney film. It's profound. Sometimes it's very obvious, like the symbolism, Simba's father coming to him in the sky, God, divinity, and humanity. And other times it's not so obvious, like just the simple things of being still, being present. It allows us to choose love over fear. That's what Pocahontas did. It allows us to remember the truth and to then act upon that truth, have the energy and the courage and the resolve to be our true selves. And that's what Simba did in The Lion King.
Definitely. Well, great. Thank you for that. Yes. So you're listening to the InnerMedia podcast right now. If you like what you're hearing, like and subscribe on YouTube for us. But if you want to learn more about the real you and what it's all about, well, you can, and I'm going to do like the Disney point. And right there at the end, like Tinkerbell does, to go to therealu.net, which is TheRealu.net. There, sign up for our newsletter, learn about what's coming out, what other podcasts we do, what other videos we do, the meditation and book that you have on the website, or just contact us, right? We love talking about everything, honestly, when it comes to media or whatever questions you have. So let us know, email us, comment on YouTube, comment on Podbean, whatever you listen to. Because there's a lot of things we want to talk about, but there's a lot of things that you guys might have that we're like, I didn't know that, or I've never seen that. Because we all just want to see good things that make us feel good. That's all part of it. So the last thing that we can send off with is go out there, paint with all the colors of the wind, play your part in the circle of life. And until next time, see you guys.
See you guys.